People's Government of Sanya City has released the 2022 report on the work of the government, which reveals that the majority of the growth rate of the economic indicators in Sanya is higher than the provincial average. In 2021, Sanya's regional GDP rose to 83.54 billion yuan, a 12% increase year-on-year. The per capita disposable annual income of urban permanent household reached 44,199 yuan, up 9%. The per capita disposable annual income of rural permanent household rose to 20,413 yuan, which was an 11% rise.
In 2021, Sanya has greatly benefited from the Hainan free trade port policies. The first ever zero tariff yacht was imported. The city reported 38.1 billion yuan of offshore duty-free shopping, up 76% and accounting for 70% of the total value registered in the whole province. Sanya bonded logistics center did pass evaluation and acceptance and welcomed the first enterprise, while the introduction and transfer base of global animal and germplasm resources successfully brought in the first ever germplasm resource in Sanya.
Investment is key to Sanya's vibrant economy. In 2021, 1,995 enterprises registered in Sanya through investments and promotions, while 31,000 new enterprises came to Sanya for business, up 32% from 2020. 345 new foreign enterprises entered the Sanya market last year, more than doubling the 2020 total. Astonishingly, the city's actual utilized foreign capital in 2021 rose to 452 million yuan, rising 46%, and the total volume of imports and exports stood at 20.7 billion yuan, up 20%.
Last year, China's Sanya International Property Production Center, Sanya International Commercial Mediation Center, Hainan International Commodity Clearing House, and China Hainan Intellectual Culture and Artworks Exchange were opened in Sanya.
Under the Hainan FTP policies, Sanya has been deepening financial reforms and opening up. In 2021, 21 QFILP funds were set up in Sanya Central Business District, and the cross-border transactions made and received in RMB stood at 5.02 billion yuan, a quadruple growth of that in 2020. 222 fund management companies were set up in Sanya CBD, where Hainan's first ever secondary fund policy was promulgated. Last year, the year-on-year investment growth rate of Sanya CBD rose to 27.7%, and the tax revenue were up 94.4%, almost doubling the 2020 figure.
16 major companies, including Baddance, Zijin Mining, and Hongli Group, moved their regional headquarters to Sanya CBD. Yacht and cruise travels have always been crucial to Sanya's tourism economy. In 2021, Sanya was included in the domestic route of Viking Eden, China's first luxury route that hunts the Chinese national flag, and the Sanya Xisha Islands cruise route was reopened for business. 160,000 yacht sales were made, taking over 1 million people to the sea. Those figures were up 47% and 44.6% from 2020 respectively. 21.62 million overnight visitors were received, a 19.7% raise year-on-year. The overall tourism revenue stood at 74.7 billion yuan, a year-on-year rise of 65.2%. In general, Sanya's tourism industry has recovered to the level of 2019, the pre-COVID time.
Last year, Sanya's high-tech industry has enjoyed an accelerated development. 44 major companies, 19 scientific research and institutions, and 11 colleges and universities were set up in Yazhoubei Sansan Technology City. Investments made in the static city rose 59% from 2020, while the tax revenues were up 73%. China's man-made deep-sea submersible striver made record dives. Priority projects, including Sanya Deep-Sea Chemical Compound Resource Center, Deep-Sea Technology Innovation Public Platform, and Nanshan Port Public Scientific Investigation Wharf, were going smoothly.
At Yazhoubei Sci-Tech City, China's first commercial seedbed data center demonstration project was set up. Hainan Yazhoubei Seed Laboratory and Chinese Academy of Agricultural Sciences Off-Season Breeding Research Center were listed, and International Federation of Seed Scientists was founded. The main structure of the National Sanya Quarantine Center construction project was completed, while National Off-Season Biological Breeding Area entered the trial operation. Over the last 5 years, the revenue in Sanya's tourism industry moved up 14.3%, while the increased rate of modern service, high-tech, and tropical characteristics modern agricultural industries stood at 11.4%, 4.9%, and 7.3% respectively. Since April 13, 2018, the day when Chinese President Xi Jinping announced that the Central Committee of the Communist Party of China decided to support the construction of the Pale Free Trade Zone in Hainan, 158,000 new companies have registered in Sanya, and 98 Fortune Global 500 companies and 34 from the top 500 Chinese enterprises list have set up their Sanya branches.
In less than 4 years, more than 42,000 talents, including 3,600 so-called high-end talents, have come to the city and called Sanya their home. While the total sum of foreign trades in 2021 being 4.6 times of the figure in 2016, Sanya is rapidly developing into a modern, international, innovative, and habitable city, supported by growing technologies and tremendous investment opportunities. In 2022, Sanya welcomes new leader of the municipal government and opens a new era of the 14th five-year plan. New achievements are waiting to be unlocked and new records to be made. There's only one way forward: to seize every second.